I used to grind nonstop when I started my commercial contracting company until I discovered a rule that brought in over $1 million in new projects. So in this video, I'm going to show you the #1 rule to win big construction jobs and exactly how to use it to leap ahead of your competition. To start, I have to show you the mistake commercial contractors make that leave piles of easy money on the table. 5 months ago, I got this message from a vice president of a large office building. He said, "Robert, I love what you're doing, but I have some questions for you." That conversation went back and forth for what seemed like hours. And it all boiled down to him just simply needing some help and me offering free information to him without asking anything in return. That conversation landed me a $75,000 interior project. And deals like this happen all the time. I'm showing this because if I hadn't been on LinkedIn, I would have never landed this project. That's why the #1 rule to win big commercial projects is to get on LinkedIn. But if you just create an account and do nothing, you're never going to win big commercial jobs. So let me show you exactly what you need to do next to start winning $1 million in commercial projects. It's completely changed how high value prospects saw me. When I started on LinkedIn, I sent countless connection requests, desperate to land commercial work. One day I messaged a guy who looked like a solid contact. I thought for sure he'd be my first real connection, maybe even open the door to a few projects. He didn't accept, but he replied, "Hey, I'm not sure what you do or why you're reaching out." Sadly, it's the same for most contractors. Nobody knows what you do, but that's the secret to winning $1 million in commercial projects on LinkedIn. There are 2 important areas buyers look at before they connect. First is the headline. It shows up right under your profile photo. It should make a bold claim that instantly tells people what problems you solve, what work you do, and who you do it for. Here's one headline that makes people instantly understand what you do and positions you as the expert they need to connect with. Eliminating pain point in industry or region, comma, trusted partner for your service, comma, your title at your company. Here's an example of how this should look. Eliminating HVAC downtime for commercial buildings. Trusted partner for commercial HVAC. CEO at Thermocore. And secondly, your about section. It backs up your headline with more details. After a prospect reads your headline, they will view your profile and read your about section. If they both say something different, it causes confusion and they'll bounce. But what do you actually write in your about section to keep prospects from running away? Here's my step-by-step proven method to follow. Overview. For X years, I've grown company into your city's go-to contract. Their problem. Property upkeep gets ignored until it's expensive. Your solution. I help decision maker, title, stay ahead with planned maintenance. And then what's different about your company? We adapt to each building's specific needs. The result you deliver. Better properties, smoother execution, measurable savings. And have a call to action. DM me or book an estimate and then sign it off with your name, title, and company. So your headline grabs their attention and the about section then proves it. Get both right and buyers know exactly why you're the one contractor they need. But focusing on your headline and about section won't get you to $1 million though. You also need to focus on one important mindset. I didn't wake up one day excited to post on LinkedIn or spend hours creating content. Honestly, for a long time, I hated it. None of it felt exciting or rewarding. But recently, I started engaging with the property manager who oversees one of the largest malls in my city. I wasn't commenting anything flashy, just steady, thoughtful replies, and showing up week after week on her posts. Then one day, I commented on her post about a community project she was involved in. And that simple act reminded her about a project she needed help with. That one comment turned into a $57,000 project. This is where most contractors sabotage themselves though. They want instant, quick leads and fast cash. I mean, that sounds great, but in reality, commenting on decision makers' posts might feel repetitive and dull. But it's exactly this boring work that builds $1 million businesses. And I'll gladly comment on that. Here's one task that used to be boring, but I've learned to love it. It turns repetition into $57,000 jobs. And you can start today. Make a list of 10 to 15 decision makers who manage buildings in your area. Each day, be the first to comment on their posts. And don't waste the opportunity away with generic responses like, "Sounds great." Instead, add a sentence or two with real insights. Then ask a question to keep the conversation going. That's how you stay on the radar, build trust, and land the projects that will change your business. But simply focusing on commenting daily won't make LinkedIn your number one priority. Next, I'm going to show you how to win $1 million in commercial projects. I used to waste countless hours every week trying to figure out what to post on LinkedIn, only to end up frustrated and burned out. Then I remembered when I worked at an oil refinery in Alaska. The crude oil came in cold, and before it could be heated, it passed through a heat exchanger. Hot oil on one side warmed the cold crude on the other. There were sensors on both sides that created feedback, that measured and adjusted and ran the system flawlessly. So the mindset shift is to stop guessing what to post and create new content based on feedback from the previous results. But why is this important? Take a look at this reply I got from a facility manager of a private school. Hey Robert, love the videos. So the more your content gets viewed, the more trust you build with decision makers. This is how you make $1 million on LinkedIn. But you have to follow a system so your content builds trust. Here's my 4-part content feedback system that's guaranteed to get you noticed by high-value prospects. Number 1 is your input. Post 2 to 3 times per week. Content like professional tips, stories about how you help customers, or FAQs for property maintenance. Number 2 is action. Track matrix at 7 days. This can be done on the LinkedIn Analytics tab, but anything past 7 days just kind of dies off. So look at your past content from 7 days ago. Another part of your analytics is LinkedIn will show you the title of the people who are viewing your content. Also, your location is tracked as well in your Analytics tab. If you need to zero in your location, all you have to do is just talk more about your location in your content and in your post copy. The more that you do that, the more that will help LinkedIn zero in your service area. That's how you reach people in your local market. Number 3 is data. Keep a simple spreadsheet with 4 columns. Your topics you post, the post type, the views, and the comments. And number 4 is adjust. After 2 weeks, highlight anything above average. That's your next batch of content. So when you follow a simple system like this, you stop guessing what to post and start creating content to get opportunities to make $1 million on LinkedIn. Now you can get your content dialed in and reach the right people, but unless you follow my next step, you won't see any progress making LinkedIn your number 1 priority. I used to look at big name contractors crushing it on LinkedIn and wonder why I couldn't get there. I'd stay up late at night, studying their profiles, searching for the secret that separated them from me. But remember the oil refinery story from earlier? The thing is, oil refineries don't shut off. They're on 24/7. If you stop the flow of oil, you stop the money. The truth is though, most contractors learn this the hard way, and they treat LinkedIn like it's a quick rich scheme that causes them to burn out and give up. Here's the thing. I've made over $1 million from LinkedIn. I don't have some special talent, but I do enjoy seeing the results from making LinkedIn my number 1 priority, and I want you to have that too. But in order for you to succeed and make $1 million as a commercial contractor, there are 2 areas you need to understand and apply. The first, accept that the first 6 months on LinkedIn are going to be training. If you get some leads, that's great, but focus on staying in the game. And second, is set a goal for the next 90 days. After 90 days, it will become a habit. Here's one simple goal you can start today. Follow these 3 steps. Craft your message. Focus on one high-value service you want to be known for. Secondly, post content. Spend 30 days posting content that answers the most common FAQs in your industry. Just 2 to 3 times a week of content covers it. Thirdly, engage with decision makers. Make a list of 10 to 15 building managers in your area and be the first to comment on their post each day. If they're not active, find others who are. And don't rush your messaging. Spend time creating one high-value service. Even billion-dollar companies like Coke spend huge amounts refining what resonates with their buyers. You can't skip this step. Remember, if you expect results too soon, you'll quit. The early phase isn't about winning fast. It's about building the skills that makes LinkedIn work. That's better content, clear messaging, and understanding your audience. Just as Hofstadter's law says, everything takes longer than you think, even when you take into account Hofstadter's law. But if you stay focused and keep showing up with purpose, LinkedIn can become your most powerful lead gen system, and you will make $1 million. Stick with it and you'll see results. Hey, if you got any value here, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and we'll see you on the next one.